You look lovely, by the way.
You too.
Thank you. You know,
Okay, so we have the station head going. Okay. Let me get to the part, but I'm so sorry about that.
it's okay.
Yeah. Thank you. You look so pretty.
Thank you. I got my glasses on.
Oh yeah, very studious. Okay. Yes. What's up, guys? It's Tracy VA. We at the Tracy VA show, and I'm super excited for this episode because I have my very close friend, Yuni Morales. And besides that, we're going to be talking about something that's very important to me. So, y'all know I'm a very deep person, right? And I love to have real, relevant, and resonating conversations that are just really transparent. And something that is very close to me is the study of people. And when I think of the study of people, I'm different than a lot of other people because I like to talk astrology. And I know there's a lot of people out there that give astrology the side eye, and then you got some people that look at astrology like, oh yeah, I love to talk about astrology.
Right.
I have to be, upfront. Astrology is something that's very important to me. It helped me really get to know who I am. It helped me learn other people. I kind of see it as like my little cheat code. So I picked the perfect person to talk about astrology with, and this is my girl Uni. Say what's up to Uni.
Hi, everyone. Tracy, thank you so much for having me on the show. I feel very honored to be here.
Yes, I'm just so happy you are here. You are the perfect person to talk astrology because you're just like me. You're like, okay, I could tell that's like a Capricorn, or oh, they're only acting like this because they're Sagittarius. You know how we get down.
Yes.
Tell me tell me how you got into astrology.
So, as as far as I can remember, there was this Spanish astrologer called Walter Mercado, right? And I would watch his little like astrology segments with my grandmother back in the day. And he was really, really popular, like in the Hispanic community and stuff. And it got to a point that I was just so interested in it since I was a kid, since I was literally like 5, 6 years old, up until his show ended when I was like a teenager. Um, Slowly but surely, I started looking into astrology more and more, like on my own account. I started off by learning about my sign, my sun sign, Aquarius. And then I would look into like the signs of my family members and stuff and see what correlation we had, our compatibility and stuff like that. And, I hate to say it, but it was so accurate always, like I'm like, why is this person like this? Okay, they're a Scorpio. I understand now.
So you are both Aquariuses, and that is probably, in my opinion, the hardest sign to be. It was different from everybody else.
I would say so.
Tell me about yeah, did you feel the feeling that I felt like when I started going and diving into being an Aquarius? I started to feel like, wait a minute, like there's more of me. Like, did you go through that as well?
Absolutely. One thing about Aquariuses is that we always feel different. Like since we're children, like we just feel different. And not just do we feel different, but everyone around us makes us feel like we're different. And
Okay, hell
for
yeah.
us, being different is a good thing because that means we stand out in our own right, in our own truth. But for others, being different makes us the black sheep, to a certain extent. So it's always been very interesting to navigate. We're very, we have like I like to say that we have like a soft power because
Mhm.
we literally don't talk a lot. We just take action mostly, and we live in our authenticity. We live in
Yep.
our authenticity, and I feel like that can be very intimidating for other people, other
Yeah.
signs.
Yeah. We're gonna go ahead and cut to the chase. everybody wants to know is astrology is demonic? That's the question. Have you feel when you see social media users saying that
Yeah.
astrology is demonic?
So it gives me the perspective that they probably have a bit of a small mind. I'm not trying to, you know, call anyone out their name, but it makes me see that they probably have a small mind. Their perspective just isn't as grand as an Aquarius's would be. I feel like people who think that astrology is demonic, they're hiding behind something. They're afraid of it because at the end of the day, astrology is a fascinating tool that helps us navigate life.
Yeah, yeah. When I see it, I'm not gonna, I get a little irritated inside because I'm like, why do we always have to call something demonic? Like, why is it so hard to accept it?
I
Yeah.
think again that goes with the psychology behind the person, no matter the sign they are. Like, what were their traumas like growing up? Are they using religion to cloak their traumas? Are they using spirituality to cloak their traumas? I think there's a grand psychology behind it that we should break down at some point.
It's kind of interesting that you said that because I found like people that are more open to psychology, those are people that will be more open to astrology.
Yeah,
You get,
absolutely.
you
I,
get into the ology world at the end, it's like
yeah,
a small mind, okay? If you're a psychologist, you don't have no small brain.
exact. And for Aquariuses, like we think we're very expansive in our thinking. So there's no way that we could just have one way of thinking. We think in gray areas. And I feel like unfortunately we live in a society that's very like black and white still. Um, and it's hard to accept something like astrology if you're hiding behind yourself, if you haven't done the inner work to really like understand that astrology isn't demonic. I mean, if you think about it, it's a tool that was put on this earth by God himself, so how could that be demonic?
I feel like when people call astrology demonic, I agree. I think it's they don't want to expand their minds. And I think people get knowledge like intertwined with being demonic. God gave us a brain. God gave us common sense. If we see a rock and if we see like we know we can rub these two things together and
Right,
okay,
right, right.
like he gave us the gift of intelligence. Like even when I'm about to get really deep, even like back in the day, like the story with them looking up at the stars at the Big Dipper and using it to navigate.
Literally, it's in the Bible, the story of the three kings. And what did they use? Like you just said, the stars. So it's very interesting. Now, I do agree that there are certain things within the spiritual realm that could be demonic, but I don't believe that astrology is one of them.
Yeah.
Now, should you live and die by astrology? I personally, even though I'm super into astrology, no, I don't think it should be that way either because extremes are just not good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I do again feel that it is a very awesome tool to help us navigate.
Yeah.
See, astrology at the end of the day, hold on, I have a really good quote right here in my notes. So astrology is a symbolic language of timing. So
Timing.
if we use it as such, it's like a map of our destiny, so to speak. So if we use it as such, plus our faith, it can help us navigate our lives even better,
Wow.
and then putting faith into the equation, we let go and let God, as they say, and then we go from there. Because again, it's simply a tool, just like the Bible is a tool, just like,
Yeah. If you
you
believe it.
know,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah. If you believe it. And I'm so glad that you mentioned, sometimes you could take things a little too far. That's when I think things get a little weird. But that
Oh,
goes with anything.
yes.
like a scientist, when they become a mad scientist, it's like, okay, now you're like missing out on the plot. Like
You're right.
there are things in that world that I feel like people take it too far. If I hate to be blunt, um, like witchcraft and things like that. Like
Right, right.
that stuff. I just want to be
When you
clear.
step in, I agree with you. Like when you step into those realms, it gets a little out there. That's
Yeah.
something that a lot of people misuse and malpractice, I would say. As somebody who used to practice certain things that could be considered witchcraft, like, and I completely got out of that because my belief system changed. Now, two things that stayed with me were my love for crystals and my love for astrology. Now, again, do I use crystals and astrology as a crutch? Absolutely not, because
Absolutely
it's not supposed to be a crutch for anyone or anything. It's simply supposed to be a tool, just like money is a tool, so on and
not.
so forth.
Okay. In your opinion, what is your favorite sign? Just want to, just let me
Okay,
know a little bit. What
so
is your
I'll give you
favorite sign?
a little bit of my background, like my big three, and then maybe it'll make more sense as to why these are my favorite. So I'm an Aquarius sun, Cancer moon, Scorpio rising. My favorite element in astrologically are the fire signs. I'll be honest. I love.
Oh, really?
I don't know why, but I love fire signs. Like Leo, Aries, and Sag are my favorites. Out of those three, Leo is my fave. I don't know if it's like a biased opinion because I'm an Aquarius and Leo's our sister sign,
Yeah.
but I just love how they're the complete opposite of us and we mesh well anyway.
Agree with you on that. Leo is my favorite sign. And it's interesting because have you noticed, or maybe I'm just like seeing things, but it seems like there's not a lot of fire signs in the world. It feels like, I feel like number one is like Earth. And then second is
Yes.
air. Maybe water's number one. And then there's
Yeah.
not a lot of Sagittarius, is the Aries and Leo. By the way, that's my
No.
yeah.
You don't meet you have a valid point. You don't meet a lot of fire signs. And I feel like when you do meet fire signs along your path, it's because they're trying to propel you forward in some way in life. Like when you meet a Sagittarius, they're trying to get you to see the truth and liberate yourself from some situation or something. When
Yeah.
you meet a Leo, they want you to be more attention seeking, more in your individuality, more about yourself. And then when you meet an Aries, it's all about action, moving forward, taking
Yeah.
initiative.
I had one Leo friend. He was gay. Um, he really saw me and brought out the best out of me. I remember one day he took me shopping. He just grabbed me things. He was like, Tracy, you need to wear this. Tracy, you need to do more of this. And it was life changing. Like, it lives with me to this day. We're not cool no more, but because he got a little crazy. But trolling, okay? But yeah, it lives to this day. And Leo made me realize that we have to play small. We don't have to be mediocre. We don't have to be mediocre in our looks and our the way we act. And honestly, we should be doing the absolute most.
Absolutely, I agree. Leos, like they have this like profound intensity that is like it's a passion, really. They have this profound passion and they're not haters at all. I have yet to meet a Leo that's a hater. Like, yeah, they
Hey,
people may
though, but
gossip, whatever, but like I have yet to meet a Leo that's a hater.
yeah,
They're more about like if you show me love, I'm gonna show you double the love kind of thing.
yeah,
That's what I
that's what
feel
I love.
from Leos and like fire signs in general.
Yeah,
And I would like to point out, I do feel that the men and the women in each zodiac sign are different.
I have to disagree with. I feel like they're all the same, and
Hmm.
no, I feel like they're all different. No, I like the different, slightly. But I feel like Aquarius is the only sign to where the men and the women are the same.
The same, I would say so. But I'll be so honest with you, like male Aquariuses, not my fave. Rare, rare. Like it has to be like your fave, like J. Cole. Like that's like a super healed,
Yeah. Like,
amazing Aquarius man, like,
yeah.
but like a regular Aquarius civilian man, not my fave. Not my fave.
What's wrong with them? They just like
I
when I
have
think Aquarius man, I think Kevin Gates. Like, what is wrong with you?
listen. Kevin Gates is an interesting character because he was born February 5th, if I remember correctly. February 5th. So
Yeah.
he's not only an Aquarius man, but he has five energy. And five energy is very sexual energy, okay? And that to me explains why he is the way he is. He's very like hypersexual, very like masculine, like hyper masculine even. Um, and he's a riot, to say the least.
Really like Kevin Gates. When I think of Aquarius man, I think of Kevin Gates like number one because it's like
Oh
his name
yeah.
is just crazy. He's overly sexual. He's just
Yes.
control. You can tell he has a controlling spirit. Just
Oh my gosh. I agree.
oh my gosh. So we talked about earlier, like what was the exact moment that convinced you astrology was real? I don't think you really like what was the moment to where you knew that oh, shit, this is some real shit.
Well, I'll say that it was during my Saturn return. So our Saturn, everybody has what's called a Saturn return, and it's between the age of 27 to 31. Okay. And it happens
Oh, I'm
every
sorry, I cut
20.
you off. 27?
Uh-huh.
Never heard of Saturn return. Like, it's crazy. I changed at the age of 27. I'm talking about one day, like I'm in the club like every day, every night. And then when my 27th birthday, I woke up in the morning, my brain was just like, stayed. Me
Because
about that.
and that makes a lot of sense because okay, so Saturn is one considered one of the father planets along with the sun, right? So you'll hear some astrologers call Saturn daddy Saturn or father, father planet Saturn. Why? Because Saturn is discipline. So when we go through our Saturn return, if we haven't been in the air of discipline already, it as soon as we turn 27, just like you stated, it goes into overdrive. Like we want to become more disciplined. We want to instill more discipline into our daily lives. We want to do better for ourselves. And it doesn't stop until we're about 31, 32 years old. Now, along the way, Saturn is also karma. So whatever actions you put out during that time, they come back tenfold and immediately almost. And the reason why I'm very aware of Saturn's energy is because I have six planets in Capricorn, and Capricorn is ruled by Saturn. So my Saturn return has been practically all my life, except during my Saturn return, it was intensified times 10. So I went through so many cycles and so much growth. I can't even begin to tell you. But that's what
What's wrong with me? What's because when after I turned 27, I did mature, but I'm talking about life has been so intense.
and how old are you right now? You're 31 right now?
31. Yes.
Okay, by the time you turn 32, you're going to start seeing that your life is going to start easing up even more.
Like
Like the less the lessons will be a lot swifter. They won't be as intense. But yes, so you know how throughout music they have that whole like 27 club thing going on? Well, a lot of people don't know is that it has to do with the Saturn return. A lot of these artists that ended up in the 27 club, unfortunately, it's because they started their Saturn return unknowingly, and
27. I feel like I'm mixing up. Where people pass away?
yes, yes. That's when like a lot of artists have passed away at the age of 27, like Kurt Cobain, Janis Joplin, Jimi Hendrix. The list goes on and on and on. But it's
Honestly.
because they weren't living within discipline. So by the time they turned 27, life hit them so hard that unfortunately, due to their circumstances and whatnot, they end up passing away. And that's where the 27 Club uh term actually came from the Saturn return. And a lot of people don't know that.
I think
But
I heard
again,
Juice WRLD talk about that in the song. He
I
he
think
did?
so too. I think I remember him. Yeah, he was talking about the 27 Club in one of his
Yeah.
songs.
Oh my gosh, Uni, you really on to something. I feel like I'm really like learning something today because that is so crazy. Yeah, things have been intense, and it's with my life, it's kind of been like do or die since 27. It's I've been going through like all these different changes and all these complications, but it's been like do or die. It's kind of been like everything has been like an obstacle course. It's like, are you gonna pass or you're not gonna pass?
It is exactly like that. When you're going through your Saturn return, that is exactly how it is. Now, I will say, if you don't have Capricorn in your chart or a lot of Capricorn, after you turn 32, life starts to ease up a lot more. For someone like me who has predominant Capricorn in their chart, life doesn't start to ease up until 35. So now I'm 36 years old, and now is when my life is starting to finally like stabilize even more, ease up. The lessons that I'm learning are more prevalent through like daily signs and stuff, because I do believe there's a coordination between like astrology and our spirituality. Depending on how spiritual the person is, you'll see certain signs throughout your day. You know what I mean? Oof.
Something really interesting. I really want to know what was this? So my I have two kids. I have my daughter Chicago and my son Chosen. I'm talking like you don't know this, but you know, play the audience. I have a daughter named Chicago. I have a son named Chosen. My middle name is Star. My original maiden name is Tracy Star Mitchell, and I always just found it really weird because I've never been a superstar my whole life, but it's always had like a lot of attention. So I was like, oh, because my middle name is Star, but fast forward, my son's middle name is Sol, which is sun in Spanish, and my daughter's name is Luna, which is moon in Spanish. So star, sun, and moon. And my kids were born the same day at the same time, July 11th. Like not the same like year, but 1 year, ahead of each other, but sometimes I think, like, did I like kind of build like, what do you think?
It's definitely divinely guided, and I'll tell you right now, you have two Cancer children, not one but two, and I have a theory. And again, they were born the same day and they were born on the 11th. 11 energy is emotions. So I have a theory that your kids were not only born on the same day as cancers and on a day where the emotions are heightened, but it's because they're supposed to teach you how to be more open and in your emotions. Having control of your emotions, but like just being more open, more vulnerable with your emotions. I truly feel that that's why. And I say that because
Yeah.
I knew someone else who is a Capricorn. She's a mother, and her child is a Cancer, and the same thing happened to her. She had a Cancer child, and I knew for a fact it was to open her up and get her to be more vulnerable as well. And then Aquarius's and Capricorns, Aquarius's old ruler is Saturn, and our new ruler is Uranus. So we have a lot of, we're very detached people,
Yeah.
so we
Yeah.
have like our children come into our lives to, for different purposes, and they are divinely guided to us. Like they choose us. I truly believe our children choose us to be their
Wow.
mother for different reasons. Now,
Wow.
just as Chosen in Chicago came into your life to show you vulnerability, you are going to show them how to control their emotions and how to be more stern about life.
I'm so logical. I mean, I'm already crying. I'm like, y'all crying for the food is coming.
That's how it is. Yeah. And then they're just kids already are emotional as is, but being two Cancer kids, like, prepare yourself. You're gonna
Oh my gosh.
yes.
What's your least favorite zodiac sign?
Oh my goodness. I wish I didn't have to answer this, but I will.
We're getting so much hate in the comments, so much hate. Go ahead. And I'll look.
Oh gosh. Okay. My least favorite sign is Taurus women. Not the men, Taurus women.
I'm with you on that. I'm with you on that.
Taurus women, from my experiences, mind you, Taurus women are beautiful,
She just said
driven.
she hates y'all. Like, I'm just waiting. She not saying she don't
Right.
dislike.
I'm not,
Just saying she
I
hates
don't
you.
hate anyone, but because the question was asked, I will answer it. I just my reason for disliking them is because they end up becoming very envious. And that is something that I've had to deal with, not with one Taurus woman, but numerous Taurus women in my life. Um, I don't know if it's because I have Scorpio rising and they're opposite signs. I don't know. But Taurus sun sign women, they end up becoming envious. And mind you, again, they're beautiful, they're driven, they're ambitious. They always have money.
Yeah.
But they look at an Aquarius woman and it's like side eye. I don't like her, this, that, and the other. Again, those are my personal experiences. I don't know why it's been like that, but Taurus women.
Oh, I don't have nothing. I don't want people to think like I don't like Taurus women, but I can see why you would say that. But my thing is like whenever I had an issue with a Taurus woman, I kind of would always have this moment of like, why dislike me? If you see something you like inside of me that you want to have inside yourself, why can't we just embrace one another? And that's the beauty about zodiac signs. Like we're all different personalities, right? I don't look at any zodiac sign and be like, or person or woman or whatever that woman zodiac sign is. Like for example, Virgo women, I am very, like we here, but at the same time, I'm very inspired by Virgo women. There's traits that I would like to carry. Taurus women have traits that I would like to carry, but I just don't understand why there's that envy, and I'm gonna assume it's the how we're so carefree in all these things. It's like we could all just be looking at each other and just oh, I like that, not gonna be like somebody, but be inspired.
Right. And that's, I think, the beauty about Aquarius people in general is that we can see the individuality and the beauty in others and be inspired by it rather than be jealous or envious. Or even if we are a little jealous, like if like I've realized at times I'm like, "Oh, am I feeling jealous because of this or that?" And then I'll reassess and I'm like, "Okay, I'm gonna feel it out. Okay,
I
I
love
do
that
feel
about
jealousy, right? But I address it and I'll like let it go. You know what I mean? And I think
you.
that's the beauty about the Aquarius energy, that we're very authentic. And again, it goes back to the authenticity. Like we're very authentic people, so we're not gonna let like our emotions like stray us away from like the reality of what is. You know.
Right, right. Very logical. And I wish it's hard being a very logical person in a world full of emotional people.
And then what happens? They project onto us.
Being the world's punching bag. That's the purpose of my talk show. We got 10 minutes ago. Like, that's the purpose of my talk show. It's because we all can find something in each other. We all got the same things in common. So why do we beat somebody, people up? We should all just be coming together because we all have the same things in common. We all want love. We all want happiness. We all want stability. We're all chasing the same thing. I'm like, I need to create a talk show because I feel like I need to be the voice and to inspire people to shut the hell up Open your eyes and love people.
That, sometimes, just like you said, sometimes you just need to shut the heck up. Like, just be quiet, listen, observe. And that's what, like, during my Saturn return, that's what I learned the most, how to be more of an observer. When I was younger, due to like trauma I had been through and stuff like that, I was very mouthy, very like confrontational, stuff like that. And then by my late 20s, I became like as silent as a mouse kind of thing, because I realized so much through astrology and through my personal faith and just life experiences on its own. I realized, like, first of all, we are all mirrors of one another. So if you're in my vicinity, that is a representation of a part of me that I should assess rather than try to fight or argue with or whatever. And if anything, I should hear them out so that I can take it in, filter what needs to be filtered, and then just let it go. And again, that's something that astrology really helped me with, because like you said, like, why do we have to battle one another? Because battling one another is really just battling yourself.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. And of course, if you believe in God, you're not going to be battling because that's just not what he wants. I think that the time is like moving so fast, but real quick, I want to go ahead and get mine off. I'm not saying I don't like you, okay? I'm not saying I don't like you, but I am not the biggest fan of Libra women, okay? Y'all so damn male-centered. I can't stand a male-centered woman. I just can't. I just can't, okay? Like these men, you need to love yourself and be a fuel off your greatness, not the fuel of another man's eyes. It's just how I feel. But
You want to I want to add something to that. Ironically, Libra and Taurus are ruled by Venus.
that made.
They're ruled by Venus. I'm just saying, I just think it's funny that we both picked out two signs ruled by Venus, because they tend to be male centered. Yes.
Okay, okay, that's what it is. Because yeah,
Venusian energy is beauty, money, elegance, it's all of that. So, like, but what happens is, it's supposed to be femininity, right? But it becomes male centered because of the society that we live in and just their own personal experiences and whatnot. At least that's my take on it. Now,
okay, that's interesting.
I'm not saying that all Taurus women and all Libra women are like that, just like I'm sure you agree with that. But, from our personal experiences.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I'm glad we have those in common. I mean, that says a lot. To close this out, because I know we got 3 minutes, and I hate how that timer be moving so fast. But I'm having so much fun here with you, Uni, and we talking about a very real, relevant, resonant topic, which is astrology. And I want to clear the air. I don't think astrology is demonic. I think astrology is a cheat code. Like Uni says, the source of direction, I forgot the word that you used, but to help navigate this world. Lastly, to close this out, I want to ask you, Uni, do you think people in love and dating should they be judging the person they're dating off their zodiac sign?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Use it as a point of reference so that you have a better understanding as to what to expect. Even though I don't believe we should be outcome oriented, at least you'll have a point of reference as to what you may expect from this person. Now, the beauty of it is they're going to surprise you because they have their own individual personalities and whatnot. But astrology will be a great guide.
So, if he is self centered and he likes to look at himself in the mirror, that's a Leo. If he talks too damn much, that is a Gemini. You go ahead and keep going.
That is
Yeah.
a Gemini. Oh my gosh. If he's stubborn, but he got that money, he's a Taurus. If he, let me see, if he's very adventurous, He's probably a Sagittarius. I mean, a Sagittarius.
What's the worst sign you ever dated? And then we're gonna go.
A Cancer man, girl.
I don't even attract those. I don't even
A
attract
Cancer
them.
man. They have mommy issues up the woo-ha. Like, I can't
Yeah.
even, like, mind you, my moon is in Cancer, so I resonate with the energy, but
Yeah.
yeah, that's for another episode.
Let me think when the time goes out. What is the worst sign I dated? Oh my gosh. Let me think about it. Well, I'm married to a Taurus. Let me get that out the way. But the worst sign I dated has to be damn, damn. I don't know. I've been married. I don't know very enough people. But
Right.
before I married my husband, I always attracted Virgo men. I don't know why.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so, I'm so sorry.
Why would I attract them? I mean, Virgo and Taurus is almost the same thing. So like my husband, I think he's like he has Virgo plate like a Virgo rising. So I
Oh,
just don't
that
know what
makes
it is.
okay. That makes a lot of there has to be something in your chart, maybe your Venus or your Mars. I have to look into it, but there's something in your chart that makes you attract earth signs.
Mm. Well, what it is, because I don't ain't nothing fancy about me, okay? I'm very much in the air. Yoni, thank you so much for being on my talk show, chat show, TracyVA, talking astrology with me. You're so inspiring. Drop your social media for us.
Okay, so on Instagram I am neon guts with a three. Okay, so N3 ON underscore guts with three Z's.